Welcome back, YouTube, to the channel. We back with another review of the Chronicles, the Ruff Ryder Chronicles, specifically episodes 2 and 3. So, before we get started, make sure I hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, share. Really appreciate it. Really thank y'all for clicking on. This is, like I said, the first review thing that I did. This is me trying to do something different. We still do the podcast. We've been a little late, but we back on. I think this episode should be dropping before our next podcast, maybe. I don't know. Not sure. But, yeah, let's get it. Starting off episode 2, they talked about and they got into how DMX was one that brought in the Locks. And if you know who the Locks are, they Seek Luke, there's Style P, and there's Jadakiss. They also D-Block. I don't know why they had so many different names. D-Block and then also they was named the Warlocks. So I wanted to that like any type of thing like have correlate with like them being fans of Wu-Tang or something, because they're from New York and I think everybody from the Wu-Tang is from New York. But I talked about that, and I think I talked about it, but I didn't know how like integral Irv Gotti was in two major artists in the 90s, early 2000s. That was Ja Rule and DMX. I didn't know how much influential he was. And he was prevalent in his whole, I think, 2-3 episodes that they had. Also, they talked about the struggles that DMX had with drugs. And I can understand it. For one part, I think they talked about how his grandmama died, and in the first episode they talked about how his mother basically left him at a thing. He had a rocky relationship with his mom, and then that meant that his grandma, basically took care of him and things like that. And when she died, he took it hard. He took it real hard. And then there was another instance where, I forgot the other instance where he got high. And he ended up, they had to go and find him. No, that was the same instance where his wife had to go and find him. And he was like in a little stash house, I think. I don't know. I ain't never been in one, so I wouldn't know. I heard it, but I can't think of the name right now. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank. Then they also thought, I didn't know that, it's funny because they were trying to have a versus battle like a couple of weeks ago, but then he ended up having it with Snoop Dogg. But then they no, DMX and Jay-Z used to have rap battles. That's how they first started, kind of. And I never knew that about Jay-Z. I'm not a big Jay-Z fan. I'm just saying that. He makes some good music, not a lot. It's just my opinion. Drop it down in the comments and just kill me for having that bad opinion. Hey, go ahead, do your thing. Make sure you hit the like button while you're doing it. But anyway, they used to have rap battles. I wish they would have recorded, because they recorded Jay-Z's, but they told them not to record DMX's because his one copyrighted or trademark or something like that. So I wish they would have done it. And then it seemed like they had another one. They were later on in the episode where they talked about them going on tour together and stuff. So it was weird. Yeah, not weird, but I would have liked to have seen it. That's what I guess I would have liked to see. But I guess I understand it for DMX them side. They still trying to push him and, build him up. They don't want no. I don't know. Now that I think about it, I don't really get it. I think that would have been good publicity, especially if Jay-Z was popping at that time. But I don't think Jay-Z was popping at that time either. So, and you could have people that would have swayed it and made it seem like DMX won, or made it seem like Jay-Z won, because neither one really came out and said who won the battle. But it would have been nice to see as an audience that have no favoritism, even though I'm pushing for DMX at the time. It's just me. They also talked about, I didn't know that DMX wanted to be a part of the Bad Boys, or at least be inside the Bad Boys, because I guess Ruff Ryders at the time, they wasn't a record label. They were, I don't know. They were just a group, I guess. They weren't like their own. They wasn't like No Limit or Cash Money. They had to get, but then again, they wasn't that either. They had to get signed to other people. So, but I guess I'm thinking that they wouldn't have signed with Bad Boy because the Locks ended up signing with. They were basically management. I'm guessing. Yes, I'm gonna say that much. Ruff Ryder was like a management. They got signed by P Diddy, Puffy, all the different names that he has, and he signed the Locks after hearing him rap, and Lib&Smoke felt a certain type of way about that because he felt like I was the one that put them on with Ruff Ryder, and then they go off and go sign with Diddy. What about me? Why am I left over here by myself? And then you hear about it, and from Diddy's side, where he thought that Lib&Smoke was a little rough and rugged. I mean, he wasn't lying, but Diddy was going for the more flashier, the leather, you done seen Diddy in some of them old videos, and now he's still flashing the motherfucker. He's still flashy, so that's the reason why. And that kind of, made Lib&Smoke depressed. He got so depressed that he went out and robbed somebody. And then got jumped because he robbed somebody who robbed somebody. It was a crazy story. It was a crazy story. They also talked about how they got Eve, and I think that was in the third episode, maybe. No, I think that might have been in the second episode. Either way, it's just a full review of both of the episodes. They talked about how I didn't know that Eve supposed to have been with Dr. Dre. And Aftermath, I don't know about Aftermath. I think Aftermath came out afterwards, but I know Dr. Dre. And whatever that is. I don't remember. I don't know the labels like that. I be forgetting. But yeah, she was supposed to have got signed by Dr. Dre. She was a former stripper. That was a terrible stripper. That's what I got out of that. But she was a terrible stripper. Shame. Wanna thunk it. But anyway, scripting ain't for everybody. Scripting ain't for everybody. She supposed to have been a stripper. Then she met. Who was it? She said she met. She met Mace. She met Mace in a strip club. I guess it's before his preacher days. Had to be. Met Mace in the strip club, and he was like, "Yo, I can see that you don't supposed to be here. Like, what you supposed to do? What you want to do?" And she told him, "I want to rap." And she rapped. He thought she sounded good, so he got in contact with Dre. She posted did some things with Dre, but then that dude came. That dude would be Eminem. And I guess Dr. Dre saw dollar signs in him and didn't see dollar signs in her. Now we know that he made a mistake. But I also know from listening to other rappers and stuff talk about Dr. Dre, he takes a very, 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 I can keep this going, long time to produce records and stuff like that. If you listen to Tupac, some of the other people, like, he takes a long time to get records out. So that was her problem. She was like, "Yo, I would do a thing and then I would never hear back from him again." But some people, they kind of speculate, that maybe Eminem cut into her time, and then she kept like asking Dre. She started showing up and was like, "Yo, dude," when I'm going, what you supposed to do if you're trying to get on your grind and somebody you feel like somebody messing around, ain't doing their job. So you step up, you say something. Then she got fired. But she landed in another good spot. Some would say that was a blessing. I don't know what some would say that luck. I'm tending to believe luck. I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. But she ended up landing with Ruff Ryders. And she made it big. I won't say, for that time she did revolutionize, turn the tides of, or change the women in rap, I guess, because you had the Foxy Browns and the Little Kims. Kind of like right now you have the Cardi B's, you had the City Girls, you had the Meg Stallion, you had the Nicki Minaj's, those type of chicks. But then, but you still have those Rhapsodies, and I think I'm saying the name right. I don't know. You have some not girls that are not rapping like that. But then Eve came in with her stuff, and I think Missy Elliott. Then for a little bit, Pink rap too a little bit. Y'all, some people forget about it, but she never wanted to be a rapper. She was like a singer. She wanted to be a singer. They turned it into a rapper. But they also talked about how that was the funny thing that I got out of that though. This whole 2 episodes that I watched up the Chronicles. That Lib&Smoke, like, you would have never thought that Lib&Smoke and Swizz Beatz would be like the coolest of friends. I don't know if they the best of friends, because a lot of the beats that Swizz Beatz had, Lib&Smoke didn't like. But all of them was the songs that he came up with. Though was the hot mixes, except for that first song. I think "Get at Me." He didn't like that song either. Matter of fact, I don't want to like watching this. I'm starting to think that no, a lot of the beats and stuff that was given to DMX, he didn't like none of them. He didn't like "Get at Me, Dog." He thought that was not good. And then I forget what Swiss Beat song it was, but he didn't like that. But he lost a poker game, so he had no choice but to go in there and record the record. And it was a hot record. It was a platinum record. He became a big star off of those records. I still can't remember what the damn record was. But anyway, and it's like, I don't know how they would have been the friends. Been like cool friends or whatever. I would say they best friends because they still rock together today. So I'm going to say they were best friends. I think later on in part 3, and also DMX proved to me that he was a wild boy, and I don't know if I could have been friends with him. Because he could have got them killed. Because DMX used to cab hop. He was, like, if you from New York, I'm not from New York, I'm from Georgia, and we rarely have cabs out here. Hey, maybe, I don't even do Ubers. Like, if you ain't got a car or something, you just, I have taken a cab before, but like I said, it ain't like New York cabs. The cabs are all down the street. You can just hop in one cab and get out of the other cab. And that's basically what they did without paying. Until they found this one dude who had a gun up on the seat, and then they paid. End of story. Because they could have been the end of their story. It was men fighting in between. Like, I guess that's the same stuff you wouldn't know, but you would find out in documentaries like this, that it was infighting between the producers or the beat makers, I guess, with like Swiss Beats and what was crazy about it was most like those were Swiss Beats uncles and I won't say aunties, but they were like uncles and cousins and stuff, and they was inviting like to see who, because Swiss Beats was all coming up as a good beat maker. People were giving him not criticism, but giving praise for it, and giving him more praise than they were giving the other people who had been there the longest. And I can understand that. Everybody wants they do. I'm not one of them. Like, hey, as long as I'm getting paid, I'm good. That's my praise. I don't need the accolades. I don't need the praise. But I'm starting to see that a lot in a lot of things. And like right now with YouTube, as long as you click on the video, you hit that like button, you already subscribe, I'm cool. You ain't gotta, come up here and tell me everything. I see it. I see that you love what I do, or you like what I do, because you hit that like button. That's the only thing I ask. I'm not asking for anything else. But some people, they ask for more, or they want more, they expect more. I don't know. That's just how my mindset looking out. And seeing her other people stuff. So I can understand it, but that would never be me. Basically that's what I'm trying to say. It would never be me. And so they were in for, and I'm surprised that they didn't break up at that point. Or they didn't, because they kind of still, from the parts that I've seen, they still stayed together. X continued to go through his problems every now and then. He would have I won't say a mental breakdown, but just a breakdown where I don't know. Like, he would just want to go out there and go get high, man. Like, that drugs are, as Rick James say, cocaine is a hell of a drug. As he would say. So, and then, I guess in the last part of the 3rd episode, they got to, that's parts that I'm picking out anyway, that DMX wanted a piece of the pie. And I guess he wanted a piece of the label. And he didn't get that, and he kind of felt slighted, especially because he felt like he brought in so many people. He made so many money, but the people were looking at it like, yeah, but what about all the money that you cost us by going out here and going to jail? Because I think between the first episode, DMX had already been in jail. Yeah, in that first episode, he had been in jail at least about 3 to 5 times. And then he went to jail a couple more times. Then he got robbed, got his jaw busted and broken and stuff. So, yeah, like, I can understand it from both sides. I see it and understand it from both sides. I can't tell you what I would have done, but I can understand where their message is coming from, and also where they coming from as far as, yo, like, yeah, you have brought us a lot, but you also brought us, it wasn't all good. But I guess at that point, I would have to start weighing it, like, yo, the pros and cons. If it's 10 on the pro side, if you know what pros and cons mean, you know what I'm talking about. If it's 10 over there and only 5 on the cons, then yeah, all right, maybe I give them a piece of that. But if it's half and half, then, hey, man, I don't know. We at a crossroads. But this is just my, 15 minutes or so, maybe 16 if you keep going up. Thoughts on the episode 2 and 3 of the Ruff Ryder Chronicles. Let me know what y'all thought about it. If you watched it, down in the comment section. Hit that like button, subscribe if you already haven't. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.